Hello Capricorn, thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Art Nouveau, I hope I'm saying it right, Art Nouveau Tarot by Matt Myers. I'm trying to get that to focus that way. If I am butchering the name, you can at least see how it's supposed to be spelled. It's an old deck, it's from 1989. So, I don't know if you can find it if you really want it, but if you want to find that artist at least, maybe there's something else out there, I don't know. The Supportive Oracle Cards, You Are Clairvoyant Oracle Cards by Belinda Grace, illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Okay, what do we have for Capricorn? Seems like there's a lot of concentration on Capricorn energy at the moment. I think we're going into Capricorn, right? There's a lot Capricorn is influencing at the moment, I think. My brain is kind of going, but I feel like there's positive energy we're going into, like stability and stuff like that because of Capricorn. I don't know where that's coming from, other than I've seen a couple videos, astrology videos about it, so maybe this is going to be, maybe we're heading into a really good time for Capricorn. I don't really know because I don't get that deep into astrology. I'm more into the relationships and how signs work with each other, but we'll throw that out there for the fun of it. Your card, wow. Like this is really good for you. I gotta get into this. Like, I'm kind of shocked. Not in the sense of like it's not because it's good, but because like you are in total control and you're loving it. It's starting off really good. Like this is why I'm shocked. This is one of those situations where it's going to plan. Like it's going to plan. Like you know how often that happens. Like not for nothing, when you really want it to go to plan, usually, you know, something quirky goes on over in the corner and you're like, oh, for the love of Pete. But this is going to be one of those situations where I think everything goes to plan. Okay, let's keep going. Nature journey. I can't, my brain is not keeping the words. Happiness. And the king, is it the king? Yep, the King of Cups. Going into the situation, the nature journey, I'm getting like you have a very organic plan. Now, what I mean by organic plan is like, I don't feel like this plan is like, you have like a whole list written out. This is step 1, blah, 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 blah. This is step 2, blah, 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 blah. It's not like that. A very organic plan would be like, all right, first thing we got to do is we got to clear off this land. So that's part 1 of the plan. Part 2 is like, once we've cleared off the land, we have to decide where we want things to be situated to make, that's part 2. All right, so you get part 1, everything's cleared off. Part 2, this is where I want it to be. Part 3, now we got to prepare the spots and we got to design how we want this to go. All right, so we get into part 3 and that's how you do part 3. Like, that's the organic thing. There's like levels. You have to reach certain levels, which almost seems remedial to you, but I also feel at the same time, there are people who have gone out of order with this situation. Like, they already start planning what type of house and they start buying the structures for the materials for the house. They haven't even decided on where this land is going to be, let alone what part of the land and if the land can really support such a structure. So you have a very organic plan. Let's just go with that. That's good because I feel like it's also about what you're dealing with, because you got oneness with the 3 of Wands coming in. Somebody's coming into the situation with a lot of ideas, but they're also realizing that you're the one who has the plan. You're the one who can say, all right, that's what you want. Well, this is how we make it happen. You're also the person that says, that's what you want. Well, maybe you can't do exactly that. It's kind of like somebody's like, I want a mansion. And you're like, well, if you want a mansion, that's going to take materials, that's going to take money, that's going to take time, and if it's only one person, not too likely that's going to happen. If we could hire a boatload of workers, well, maybe. You're the person with the reality check. You know what I mean? Okay, I can't have a mansion. Well, how about I have this type of house with the pool? Well, let's look at that. You want a 3-story house with a 2-story garage, and you want this big pool back here, an Olympic-sized pool. Not really far off from your mansion thought still, but not the mansion still nonetheless. And then you're like, well, this is why this is going to be difficult. This is the land, and if you try to build this on this land, this is the problems you could have here. This is the money it's going to cost. Let's restructure this. And you might come back at them like, well, here's the budget we have, and here's the resources we already have available. I've took into account the type of things that you want, and I've kind of placed it into this category with things that are actually doable with the resources we have available. So you've created the structure that way. Somebody comes towards you, they know what they want, you're like, that's nice, but let's look at what you can actually have with the constraints of reality. You're just kind of playing reality on the whole thing. It's not bad. It's just kind of like somebody's like, I want a mansion, and you're like, no, you barely can afford your rent at this apartment. How are you going to have a mansion? Let's be realistic. That's kind of how you're looking at these people, whoever it is you're working with. Now, it does seem to be that they're working with you. Appreciation in the Knight of Staves. The Knight of Staves is the Knight of Wands, which is the Knight of Fire. There's a good moment here where they accept that you're telling them the truth. Another version of this, because I feel like there's one more way I have to put this forward, because this might hit the most. It's almost like somebody wanting that really expensive car, and you're like, well, you can have that car, but that's going to be $500 a month going towards this car. Or you can have this other car that's still quite acceptable for $150 a month. The difference is you have $1,000 a month play money. Extra, we should say. So are you going to take it so where, do you want to buy a car to where you have $850 left, and you can divide that by 4, so you have like a little over $200 a week to spend as you like? Or do you want to get that other car, have maybe $125 a week to spend as you like? And like, you're that person that would come in with that reality check, like, you can kind of have that, but then you're going to go to a weekly allowance of $125 that you get to wiggle with. Or you could go for this other very acceptable option and have a little bit over $200 a week. And let's remember, you like to eat out. Let's remember, you like to buy some things you like to shop once in a while. You know, if you go with that other option, that more expensive one, you're going to have to tighten your belt a little bit. And is that really worth it to you? That's another version of the reality you're bringing into this person. And they're very appreciative because you're showing them you can do that in some cases. You can do that, but it's going to, like, for the longevity of that loan, you're going to be living this way. Just think to yourself, that might be okay for a month or two, but you're going to get bored of it real quick. Keep that in mind. Okay. Going into the next phase, because they're working with you, this is, again, where this goes to plan. You're helping this person see the truth. You got the Six of Pentacles, which is a give and take card. It's like, you know, charity and receiving, stuff like that. But you're giving to this person, but you're also balancing it out in the sense of like, I can help you make this happen, but you know, if you help me, I'll help you. Here's what we can do. Here's how we can make this better. Almost like, for example, say this was a spouse or somebody who is close to you for whatever reason, and they're going to buy, just for argument's sake, they're going to get a truck. You know, if you want to compromise on this middle ground for this truck, instead of the really nice one or the one you don't really want as much, there's a middle ground here. I'll actually help you with X amount of dollars a month, but then twice a month I need to use that truck to take this here or take that there. There's a reason. I mean, I would need this twice a month to do that. If you're willing to let me borrow this truck twice a month, I'm willing to give you this money in return to help you offset that balance. There's something like that. Like, is that real right? That might be for a few of you, but there's something where you're working with this energy. You're trying to find them different ways and different ways to do things. The threshold here is you're helping them move forward. You're trying to get them to kind of push forward and stop thinking and start doing. Because I feel like this is the point in the situation where you're like, all right, we've thought about it. We've talked about problems. We've talked about ways to do this. Let's start moving forward. You're pushing them forwards. The Queen of Staves comes in, which is the Queen of Rods, with rewards. You're getting them to finally make a decision, and you're pushing them forward. Like, I can help with this, or I suggest that. Let's move forward and actually make a choice, so that way we don't spend years just going with possibilities. Let's actually do something. We've gone through enough to where we can make a choice now. Let's make a choice. And you're pushing them to, like, make a choice. They do. Page of Coins comes in, the Ace of Swords, heart and mind balance. The Page of Coins, or the Page of Pentacles, it's kind of giving me the influence, like they were already on this track. They needed somebody to kind of push them over the edge. It's kind of like they needed somebody to push them in the pool. Like, get in the pool. Like, just stop dallying around and walking around the pool. Get in there. Just get in there and enjoy the pool. Like, stop messing around. So somebody needed to push them in the pool. That's probably you. I'm thinking it is. Ace of Swords is telling me this is where the situation really starts to take life, starts to move forward. And the heart and mind balance is like, this is needed for it to get to move forward. To get it to move forward. I said that backwards. 10 of Cups comes out of this. They're very happy with the choice they've made. I do feel like you've gotten them to make a more rational choice for their life, if that makes sense. I do feel like whatever they're choosing, you've influenced that to the part where this is a good choice. This is a good way to do this. You're very happy for them. They're very comfortable with what they've chosen. Again, this is a part of the plan. Like, this is where things are going as you expect them. Like, people are asking for your help, and then they're taking your advice. Again, this is a part of the plan. This is the way this should work out. Judgment comes in later with the, what is this? The Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles. Oh, how did I not realize that? You seem to be very invested in this plan. It's not just about this other person is what I'm getting. There's success here, but you seem to be enjoying part of this success. Judgment in the favor of the whole situation. Something about this, and you can't really put my finger on it, you get some type of benefit coming back to you. There's like appreciation for your help here. Somebody is like, there's something coming back your way for the appreciation of what you did. Judgment in your favor. Ace of Pentacles. Something is cementing in. There's a very good plan here. The Ace of Pentacles showing up later is telling me this seems to be coming back your way. Like, this person is returning the favor, whether you're expecting them to or not. And for some of you, it might be as simple. It could be as simple as you need help with some project you're doing at home or something you need done. If this is a work situation, like, you're not expecting this person to be able to help you, but then the time comes and ironically they can. You're getting some type of kickback on this, not expecting it. And I get like the success that they have, they're paying back to you because they feel like they owe you a lot for helping them have this great successful moment. This is something where this person thinks about you periodically and thinks about what you did for them and how you helped them. They look at it as if you really didn't have to, but you were willing to, and you even put up with some of their crazy antics of like trying to wind their way into a better situation, but you kept being honest and telling them, well, you could do that, but this is how that's going to balance. You kept telling them, you gave them the truth, you helped them get a really good outcome. They've been thinking of you from time to time, and now when they see the opportunity to pay you back or help you to return that favor, they want to do that because they appreciate you. They not only want to help you because they feel like that's the right thing to do, but they want to keep somebody like you active in their life because they think they see a lot of value in you. 10 of Pentacles, it comes around your way. 10 of Pentacles is like, it's like you set up this stability. Like when you need it, these people like this are going to come up and they're going to stand behind you and help you get what you need done. You're building these building blocks of like this. It's like, I shouldn't be surprised. Capricorn is an earth sign. You're building this structure of emotional support, community support, I would say, that when you need it later, they come back around and they support you the way you've supported them in the past. This is a really good thing. I feel like when I feel Capricorn too, like that's one of the ways you invest in people. Kind of like you help people and you're willing to go above and beyond when necessary, but you think, well, you know, when I need it too, that'll come back my way. It's just kind of like, it's not like you're holding a checks and balances for it, but like I help. I'm out there to help other people, and you know, someday I might need it, and then they'll be there for me if I need it. That's kind of how you feel about it. This is again where this whole thing goes to plan. This is one of those situations where everything goes to plan. Life doesn't always go that way. You know that very well. I'm sure you do. This one is though. All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.